The Miyagi Prefecture in Haikyuu contains a lot of talent. We're talking about those powerhouse aces, tactical setters, and of course, the defenders capable of standing up to the national level competition.
Miyagi is a treasure trove of talented high school players. That's why we want to try and select 7 players who could best represent their prefecture in an all-star team.
In this video, we will discuss how each selected athlete represents the highest standard for their position.
Starting off with our selections, we want to pick this team's setter. As far as setters go in the Miyagi Prefecture, 2 names stand above all the rest, Kageyama and Oikawa. These 2 were the absolute best setters. They were just constantly dueling out for that top position. But if we had to pick, we had to go with Kageyama.
Kageyama is well known for his innate, incredible technique and game sense, with his most prominent skill being his ability to accurately determine a ball's trajectory and just toss it to that exact point. If you combine that with the fact that we've seen him set from any angle at incredible speed, that just makes his sets almost impossible for most of his opponents to predict and counter.
Kageyama as a setter is just on another level. I mean, we've seen him grow so much throughout the series. Kageyama also had a crazy serve that he was developing off Oikawa as well. He was able to learn his own jump serve, and it became a huge weapon for him and the Crossno team later on in the series.
He's also one of the taller players in Haikyuu, and of course with that, he can be used as an effective blocker. We saw him be effective at blocking in the Nationals against players like Aran and Osamu, and we know those players are no slouches at all. We also saw moments where he instantly adjusts tempo mid-play by utilizing decoys to manipulate opposing blockers while also creating a perfect scenario for his spikers.
It's clear that he has to be the starting setter for the Miyagi Prefecture. That being said, let's move on to the Miyagi Prefecture's starting libero, and I think only one person stands out, Nishinoya.
Nishinoya would be a no-brainer in this scenario. He's a very consistent and respected piece of the Karasuno defense and allows for them to always be a valid contender in just about any situation. He's called Karasuno's garden deity for good reason.
Nishinoya has just been saving Karasuno in so many intense situations. We saw him dig monster spikes from Ushijima. I mean, his performance against Shiratorizawa alone shows why he's such a great player and why he'd be so perfect for this Miyagi Prefecture All-Star team.
Agreed, his performance was really elite. Nishinoya was the only libero shown to repeatedly dig Ushijima spikes. That being said, his ability to adapt to mid-match situations should not be overlooked. The fact that he doesn't let strong opponents break his will and instead finds ways to counter it is a big reason why the Karasuno team is respected.
Nishinoya was able to come in and be so clutch for Karasuno, and we really need that ability for this team because I don't think any other libero can come into such dire situations and still make such clean passes and save his team, and he even stepped up in offensive roles. You know, liberos can't spike, but he did learn how to make an emergency set, and he filled in another important role for the team. You can make the argument that Nishinoya was a huge part of Karasuno's resilience and overall success.
And next, this man really needs no introduction, but we're going to talk about the opposite hitter pick, which will be Ushijima. Ushijima was essentially introduced as a god amongst boys. He is treated not merely as a strong player, but also as the measuring stick for all hitters in the prefecture. Every team in Miyagi builds its defensive game plan around him. That alone speaks volumes. Now, there are other very strong aces in Miyagi, but none command the same level of fear and respect.
This is Ushijima, top 3 ace in Japan, the best hitter in Miyagi. The power he would put on those spikes was just unfair. He was just blowing past blocks, destroying receivers. You knew most of their attacks were going through him, and you couldn't really do much to stop him a lot of times.
What makes him even more of a threat for those opposing teams isn't just his power alone, he is also tactical. His left-handed swing breaks down standard defensive structures. It can take players multiple tries to adjust to this, which really helps Shiratorizawa get an edge over teams.
He's not a one-trick pony. He can set up different shots, different angles, and even use different weapons like tips and wipes. He's not just powering through blockers and receivers all the time. He does choose to use his Haikyuu outside of just those spikes in the open game plays. This guy can send up this nasty power left-hand serve and just destroy your defense from the starting point.
And to finish with Ushijima, he's just a player that really aims to dominate others, and he couples that with his strong mental fortitude where he just seems unfazed no matter the circumstances. Having a trait like that and your ace in a high-stakes match is just invaluable. Ushijima is easily one of the best opposite hitters in Haikyuu and should definitely represent the Miyagi Prefecture on this all-star team.
Moving along, let's go on to picking our middle blockers. Now, these selections were much more difficult than the rest because the middle blockers in the Miyagi Prefecture are very talented. I won't lie to you. We had a hard time picking some of these players, so we're gonna try our best to explain why we picked them. We decided to go with Aone and Tsukishima.
Aone is the backbone of Date Tech's famous Iron Wall defense. He is an experienced read blocker whose strong points include his sturdy physique and tenacity to stop his opponent's attacks. He is a blocker most often used during references and comparisons in Haikyuu. It also helps that he's one of the tallest players in Haikyuu.
Having such a great read blocker, we thought it'd be nice to have another read blocker who could pair along with them and they could work with each other in the sense of having similarities. That's why we picked Tsukishima. Tsukishima is probably one of the most annoying blockers in the prefecture, and throughout his time in Haikyuu, he developed into the cornerstone of Kurasuno's defense. It's safe to say that he was the silent MVP in a lot of the games as well. He was the best player in that Shiratorizawa match. In fact, he blocked Ushijima at one time and won that set. That was the biggest play in the whole series. I'm not gonna hold you. Nobody was stopping Ushijima before Tsukishima did it. And the fact that he did it, won the set, and also helped his team beat Shiratorizawa, I think that alone sets him to be one of the best middle blockers in the prefecture.
We think having these two players could be an elite blocking duo that will give any team a hard day.
We know the possibilities of Hinata and Kageyama, but if you have Ushijima, you really don't need Hinata because you build a team around Ushijima. And that way, we have great blockers that can support him and win points on defense. That being said, let's move on to our final picks, the two outside hitters. Just like the middle blockers, the outside hitters were very hard to pick. We decided to go with Iwaizumi and Asahi.
What makes this specific pairing so good is that Iwaizumi and Asahi are different kinds of outside hitters, but both their styles are elite. Iwaizumi is the modern all-around opposite hitter, whereas Asahi is a classic ace, focusing on that high arc power, and he's also really effective at scoring.
Iwaizumi is very solid on defense. As much as he's not a standout hitter, he is very dependable. He can still score consistently. He's able to use different styles like cross shots, straight shots. He's very controlled and he's great on defense, like we said. His receiving is top notch.
We should also add that among Miyagi's outside hitters, Iwaizumi is arguably one of the best passers, which really helped expand the options for Seijo. They can run a faster offense and avoid overburdening their libero.
All around, Iwaizumi has much better skills in the sense of being good on defense and offense. He's a very balanced player. I think those skills become very in handy. He can be the glue of a team, while Asahi, on the other hand, is just that cannon. He's a very powerful outside hitter. He can act as that emergency hitter, and Asahi on one side, Usujima on the other side. You just have two cannons who just blast past most teams.
We believe that this duo can be elite, and they definitely define the highest level of outside hitter play in the prefecture.
With that, we have our starting 7 players for the Miyagi Prefecture All-Star team. We think this team is very balanced instead of having a setter who can play all these hitters, a libero who can try to save his team and make very clutch plays, 2 middle blockers who will try to defend and hold their team together and be that stable pillar, Ushijima, an absolute super ace. And then we have 2 more great outside hitters in Iwaizumi and Asahi. This team is very balanced, powerful, defensive, offensive. I think this is a great team that could go against other great all-star teams.
What do you guys think? Do you think this all-star team is complete with the players we selected? Were there any other players you would choose instead of the ones that we picked? Please feel free to add your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, if you did enjoy the video, please consider giving a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. And as always, we do have a link to our community Discord, and that link can be found in the description of this video below.
Thank you for sticking to the end. It's Tev.
And it's Lotus.
Peace.